I have huge UFO news, and more proof, not evidence, proof, that the US government has been lying about and covering up the UAP issue for decades. Hear me out. It appears Battelle Memorial Institute is indeed lobbying on Title X of the Intelligence Authorization Act. Language related directly to UAP and funding, and that only. This is a fascinating development from D. Dean Johnson on Twitter. The specific part of Title X that they are lobbying on is as follows. Limitation regarding independent research and development funding related to UFOs shall not be allowed as indirect expenses for purposes of contracts covered by such instruction, unless such material information is made available to appropriate congressional committees and leadership. In the lobbying report, they specifically say in the lobbying report that all provisions related to microelectronics and device cyber protection. Note that misuse of IRAD, R-A-A-D, is the specific thing Grush mentioned in the hearings as to how UFO programs are being funded. And y'all laughed. This is not just a red flag on its own, but if they're lobbying against that specific provision, it is very easy to argue that this is evidence that there's something to Grush's claims or his allegations that were under oath. This is actually really important. Didn't Dean Johnson assure us that David Grush was a liar and all of this reverse engineering stuff was all nonsense? Unless BMI made a huge mistake in documentation, which seems odd for an official lobbying form, which has legal ramifications, this directly means it proves that they've made developments in microelectronics and cybersecurity based off of reverse engineering UFO technology, and they didn't tell Congress about it. That's wild. That's what it means. It's possible that it was simply a mistake, but it would be weird. You also have to think, what are the chances that a typo on the section that just happens to land on a specific part of UAP legislation that deals with funding independent R&D institutions? And what are the odds that it's Battelle, of all people, a company who's been linked to UFOs all the way back to the 50s? And we were called crazy for that. And now it's proven. That's a big deal.